Hi everybody, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. Today is November 16th, yay! And I feel a little bit discombobulated because I'm actually recording a little bit later than I normally would. I'm trying to get my light just right. Okay. This is episode 40. And if you look at the title for today, it's Genevieve Penelope, which if you remember last week, that's the name of the yarn that I've made in honor of my granddaughter. And I'll talk about that more later. So without further ado, I suppose we ought to just get along with the show. I'm going to talk about what's on my needles first. Now, I'm not going to show my Milkweed sweater because panic mode kicked in last week when I realized that I have more things to make for Christmas than I have time to make them. So things for myself, like the Milkweed sweater, are getting put on hold until I get things done. But so the Milkweed I am still working on. I am on the right front, but I'm no farther than I was last week. Now, Hubby's sweater, I have made some progress on it. And even though he tells me this doesn't have to be a Christmas gift, why don't you work on your son's sweater first? I tell him, well, it's because my son's sweater is using the very same needles as I'm using on your sweater. So, our son's sweater. Last week, I made it to this point in the sleeve. I am now on the ribbing. And if I were to pay more attention to this, I could whip this off real fast. I'll have the other sleeve to do, but before I do the other sleeve, I am going to work on my son's sweater because right now it's very close whether I can get his sweater done in a month. We will see. The next thing that I'm working on is a very noisy thing, so I apologize. My Diplodocus. It's actually got stuffing in it and jingle bells. It's from one of my grandchildren. Don't know which one yet. Whichever one, well, if my granddaughter picks this one, it's hers. If she picks the other one, this is my grandson's. You know, when you have a 3-year-old and a not yet 1-year-old, that's the way sometimes it happens. Anyways, this is from the KnitPicks book, Cute, Cuter, Cutest. And each of their animals come in 3 sizes. So, of course, I made the jumbo size. This is just an end I have to tuck in. But I'm actually on the downward side of the back. Yay. And let's see, last week I was here. So I've come quite a ways, and like I said, I've stuffed it and put the jingle bells in it. This is made from a bulky weight yarn, my own hand dyeing. Unless I do it by accident, I'm not planning on making this one again. If I do, I'll have to come up with a creative name. But it's, like I said, it's from Cute, Cuter, Cutest at KnitPicks, but the yarn is mine. And the Diplodocus is one of my grandchildren's. So, yay! I may not be finished with this next week because I know the neck takes a while, but I am getting closer. Such a good feeling. I got some things on the floor, I've got some things on the desk, so I apologize if I lean over like right now. And my chair got caught on something. So I have another, I love the Katia Belice that I told you I got from an auction on eBay a long time ago. I'm loving it. However, I don't know that I can get it locally anywhere. Sorry, I got tangled up. So I may never make more hats out of this. This is a different colorway. I think, if I remember right, it's colorway 313, but don't quote me on that. I thought I had the label out, but I have the other labels out and not this one, because there's the one last week's and there's the week before. So I know it's not either one of those. And, but it's very subtle. Right down here. Down here, it's kind of like a pinkish, but then if you go a little bit higher, it's like a brownish. And then it's like this off-white for a long time, but I know the color's going to change because I see it there. so exciting. I love Katia Belice yarn. But like I said, I probably will not be making any more. I'm going to use one with the remnants of the 3 yarns and see how that works out together. But otherwise, I probably will not be buying any more of this to make a hat out of or anything, but I do love it. Anyway, so this is another child's Chemo cap. And these are size 2 needles. So I like it. It also got a little neglected this week because of Christmas gifts, but you know, I think I've got 39 things out of 52 for the year, but I have to go through and check my socks because I have a whole drawer full of socks that I'm giving to the soup kitchen. I want to make sure I've counted all those. So anyways, that's my Chemo cap. I really do like this. Then, oh, my son-in-law's sock. I've got to show it. I laughed because my granddaughter called me the other day. I'll share about that in a minute. And I showed her the finished sock. I said, look, Genevieve, you know what that is? She goes, sock. I said, that's not just a sock. That's a sock from the yarn that you picked out for Daddy. Daddy? I said, yeah. So when I get these done, I'm going to wrap them up and they're going to be a gift from Genevieve and Grandma. But I should be close to being ready for the heel on this one. Probably an inch and a half more, and I'll be ready for the heel. I haven't measured it, but I would guesstimate that. So that's my son-in-law's sock. And this, I'm sorry, I should tell you, this is from the yarn some of the yarn I got from California, the Misti Alpaca. Yeah, I have it all balled up now. It's a self-striping, and it's in the Eiffel colorway, size 1 needles, because that's what I always use on socks. And I hope he likes it. I don't think he actually saw the color because, you know, 3-year-olds can't keep great secrets. And I don't know if he actually was excited about it or not. So I may have to do another pair of socks for him out of a different color, but that's okay. I don't mind that at all. Let's see. Oh, and then of course, I've got the super secret sock that I am making out of my own country Christmas. And this is going to be for my son. And I think I'm like an inch away from the heel on that, or I might actually be ready for the heel. He's got big feet. And, oh yeah, I am ready for the heel because I didn't want to start the heel last night. I didn't get ready to pick these up until late. And if I can't start and finish a heel in one sitting, then I don't want to start the heel. So I've got to spend time and where I'm just knitting on this for a little bit. And but like I said, this is my country Christmas yarn. And this is done on a tweed base. It's not really softy soft, but it's cool. I like it. So anyways, there's that. Then, oh, my shawl. Well, not my shawl. My son's girlfriend's shawl. I spend a little bit of time every day on this. Uh-oh. I dropped some stitches, which is a risk I always take when I move it. There we go. There's so many stitches on this. Now, last week, I was clear down here. And I've got that much knit this week. It's all ribbing. And, of course, the rows get longer and longer and longer. But I really do love it. And I hope she loves it. You know, I've really only met or been with Rachel 3 times. However, the week in Tahoe, I'm counting that as 1 time, but it was a long time. So, but she does wear a lot of shawls and scarves around her neck. So I'm hoping. My son said she's going to love me. Here's hoping. This was made out of, this is the Amulet shawl designed by Helen Stewart, US 6 needles. And I'm making this out of KnitPicks, Stroll, fingering, Herbal, Wreath, hand-painted yarn. And I love that yarn. That's a better color. I love the yarn. I love the shawl. I love my son's girlfriend choice. So, that's it for what's on my needles that I'm showing. As soon as I finish one of these projects, though, this is where I'm going to talk about my granddaughter. She called me. It would have been 9 o'clock in the morning, or Skyped me. It would have been 9 o'clock in the morning their time one day. With her mom's help, she Skyped me. And my daughter was telling me how they were out picking a new front door. And Genevieve said, or they let Genevieve help make the decision. And so Genevieve said she either wanted a pink or purple door. And that got her talking about her yarn. And her mom goes, we're not going to do pink or purple. However, we can do blue or black, like what's in your yarn too, or red. I said, don't get started on red. I've already dyed the yarn. I'm not putting red in it now. And so I just laughed because that got her talking about her mitsens. She really cannot wait to get her mitsens. So, on to the things that I have finished this week. I have finished, well, this is going to go in the Etsy store. This is a variegated, this is Genevieve Penelope variegated yarn on my sparkly yarn base. This will be going into Etsy either later today or tomorrow. Since I got a late start today, it may not go until tomorrow. It's fingering weight. It's soft. It's sparkly. It's beautiful. I love the sparkly because Penelope the dragon comes from our little story we're making up. And I just feel like it's a sparkly world. Now, in addition to the variegated, I've also got a self-striping. Same colors. Pink, purple, black, and blue. But it's self-striping. And this also will be going in the Etsy store, Napier's Knits, later today or tomorrow. Like I said, it all depends on how fast I can get this together and everything. So, those are done. Oh, I've got to make sure. I don't want to get the two yarns mixed up and label them wrong. So I've got them on top of their labels right now so I can finish fixing their labels. Now, something else that I have finished. I finished these a while ago, but these were a pattern test for Cece, and these are her she had it written in Morse code, and then she put a little abbreviation after it. If you go to my project page under Napier's Knits, this would be the latest sock that I have made, but I just made it an ankle length. It was made out of some of my Dandy green yarn. But if you see the pattern throughout it, the pattern is similar to the Morse code that's in the title. No, I do not know Morse code, and I do not know what it says. If I remember, I will also put a link on my show notes. I've been doing pretty good till now. I'm just starting to lose my mind a little bit now. I did finish a child's chemo cap, but it's on the floor behind me. I'm not going to go and interrupt the show to go get it. So it's similar to the one it's the one I was working on last week. I think. So I've talked about the yarn. I've talked about the socks. That's my finished objects. I've got to get things finished. I don't think the shawl will be the first thing finished because, it takes a while to finish one row, and I've got 2 more rows of the ribbing, and then I go to the border. I've told my husband when I'm done with this, I'll have 423 stitches on the shawl. That takes a while to get through a row. Anyways, things that have been making me happy. The Better to Give Knit Along. Marcy Darcy went into Java Pearl Designs, and she picked out a pattern. I don't want to say which one. I might get it wrong, but she posted it on the thread, and I'm hoping she received it. Marissa, if you received it, please send me a little note. Let me know. I'm so happy, and if you haven't received it yet, I need to get hold of Cece again. She had her retreat last weekend, so things got a little bit messed up. I did have somebody donate a prize. She's one of our members. I don't want to get her name wrong. It was, okay, just a second. I need to find it. Just a minute. I have to bring up the email. This is the part of the show where everybody just loves because, because. Because we're just kind of going everywhere trying to figure things out. I want to get her name right. I'm sorry. She asked me before, and shoot. Please tell me who you are, because I didn't put that down, and I am sorry. I have two people that names are similar, and I don't want to give the credit to the wrong person. So whoever it is, please, underneath my show notes or show threads on Ravelry, please go ahead and put down who you are so I remember. Of course, she is going to send it to me, but she is gifting a skein of yarn. I am going to be gifting one skein of my Danny Blue yarn and one pattern from Ravelry worth under $7.50. If anybody else would be interested in donating gifts, just contact me. I will write down who you are right away. But anyways, the better to give knit along. We have had quite a few people put entries in. I am loving some of the things that you've been knitting and crocheting and what. Oh, they are so beautiful. And you guys are really being active in the thread. We've got some creative members in here. Anyways, it's going to run through November 30th. So we have 14 more days. And then I'm going to lock it on the morning of December 1st. You can knit, crochet, weave, sew, dye, anything that you're planning on giving away. Better to give. That's where it comes along. The projects were not to be started before, well, they had to be started October 1st or later. You can poly dip and other knit alongs or craft alongs as long as it fits with their rules and our rules. And the prizes, like I said, I'm giving one yarn of my Danny Blue hand-dyed yarn along with one pattern. And then if you'd like to see a picture of the yarn, the other yarn being donated, it's at the bottom of my show notes. So when you complete an object, just make sure to post it in the thread, better to give knit along, with a photo of it, and maybe a little information, because I've seen a couple patterns in there that I can't wait to make, and so I needed pattern names. So, go ahead and if you remember the pattern name, or if it's your own design, put that in there. I have no objections to that. Once you finish your object, make sure that it's something that you're going to give away, whether it's a present or to charity. And you must be a member of the Naturally Kim's Knit Ravelry group in order to participate. Let's see. Winners will be drawn the next podcast after December 1st. And let's see. The winners will have 2 weeks after the podcast where I announce the winners to contact me. And if you don't contact me to claim your prize. And if you don't, it will be forfeited, and I'll just put it in a pile for the next giveaway or knit along. I think that was it for the knit along thingies. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I really don't mind. I like getting emails. I really, really do. Now, I did tell you last week that I was reading, well, of course, I've been watching Critical Role. I've also been watching Gilmore Girls and NCIS. I just do little mini marathons of them. And Doctor Who. I always have Doctor Who on, though. But I've been reading The Little Paris Bookshop. I haven't really read too much in it this past week because, I'll tell you in a minute. And I've been reading A Little Sugar, A Lot of Love by Linn B. Halton. I really do enjoy both those books. But then, Alana Terry, who is a wonderful author, she asked a group of us if we would read her latest book. And I love her writing so much that I told her, I said, if I can download it on my Kindle, then I want to read it. Well, she downloaded it as a PDF, and I couldn't do that. And I said, "Oh, Alana, is there any other way?" Well, then she found a Mobi format. And, of course, Mobi is compatible with Kindle. Downloaded that. Oh, my goodness. It is such a good book. It's going to be published on December 20th. And I will be putting, when I finish the book, I'm about halfway through. When I finish the book, I'm going to be blogging it on my Reading, Writing, and So Much More. But it won't be released until the December 20th. That's when she would like the reviews released. Anyways, it's called Turbulence, and it is so, so, so good. And then my daughter, of course, has been very active on her Beyond the Schoolyard blog spot. If anybody has children or know of somebody that has children and they're looking for books and activities to do around the season of the holiday, or the season of the year, her blog is excellent for that. And there's a link on the show notes. Okay, so where can you find me? You can find me on Ravelry as Napiers Knits, that's my page, or on Naturally Kim's Knitting. On Etsy, I'm Napiers Knits. On Instagram, I'm knittin_Kim. And then I'm Naturally Kim's Knitting on YouTube, Blogger, Facebook, and WordPress. So it has been a fun day. It's been a fun week, and I hope you all are having fun and don't get too stressed with your knitting. I do love you all, whether you're brand new to the podcast or you've been here many times. I love you. I'm so glad that you're visiting with me today. Big, big hugs, and I hope that you're knitting. You have a happy week of knitting with very few or none drop stitches. Love you all. Bye-bye.